Opening tap controlled by Rashea Kyle for Florida, and we're underway. KK Deans. Faith Dukes. Bernie Rimdahl, good three-point shooter. And an early foul called on Kentucky. Take a look at their starting five. Robyn Benton is the number 5 scorer in the SEC. Blair Green, veteran for this Kentucky team. Jada Walker, good guards. We talked about Maddie Shear. Adibola Adeyeye, transfer from Buffalo, heads to the bench really quickly after picking up the foul. Deans, Rimdahl, Leilani Correa, Faith Duke, and Shea Kyle starting 5 for the Gators. Florida 16-13, as Brooke mentioned, back-to-back seasons over 500. Kentucky, it's been a struggle. They've lost their last 7 games entering tournament time. Here's Deans. Can't get the three. Rimdahl with an offensive rebound.
It's going to be an interesting game. KK Deans, another 3, lets it go.
Faith Duke, the offensive rebound. A couple of second chance opportunities, but Florida unable to convert. Here's Shear, the pull-up 3. Kyle, the rebound.
I think both teams have a lot of similarities. They both like to run the floor, get up and down, and you will see as the flow of the game gets going. Of course, the first couple of possessions for all the games always start off a little slow, and Rimdahl able to get it in. Great layup on the right side.
Rimdahl had 9 points, made 3 threes in the last game for Florida. That was a win against Mizzou to close out the regular season, 61-52. They were down by 8 in that game. They came back to the game prior. They beat Alabama, number 6 seed in this tournament. They never trailed in that game, held on late to win it by 4.
Well, you said it earlier, it's the confidence that they've had since they played against LSU. They come into this game, and I think they know they've got a big task ahead of them. Robyn Benton able to get the score.
With the shot clock winding down, Benton with the score. Correa can't answer with the 3, and Shear's got the rebound. KK Deans, Maddie Shear really fills up the stat sheet. The scoring, the assists, and the steals for Kyra Elzy, who is in her 3rd season as Kentucky's head coach, to make his former teammate. I must say, we don't see it right now. If we can zoom out on camera 2. This is why
you want to get the Cinderella. You want to get the Cinderella shoe.
She won the shoe game. She's hoping her team can win and match it. Just bad direction. Ball was in play. On the back cut and the finish. Good job by Florida to get it to Correa.
Well, when you space the floor out, that's an opportunity that you get. You will open the floor for players to dive in and get those open looks.
Blair Green for 3. That's a good sign for Kentucky. She struggled against Tennessee, was 0 for 6 from the field. Get her going and get her scoring. That'd be a big boost. Jada Walker with the steal for Kentucky. Walker is not afraid to take it at the basket. Benton, Shear, open 3. Trying to find her range in this building in the opening minutes. Early sub for Florida, for the Gators coming in. Tamika Perry, the freshman, only freshman on the roster, comes in.
They're going to have a Tucker jersey in for a little bit of the delay, but when you look at Kentucky and just that last play, Jada Walker, that's what she does. She does a great job of getting her hands on the ball. We just watched the Vanderbilt team, who as a team does a great job, but between Jada Walker, Robyn Benton, and Maddie Shear, both top leaders and still in the SEC.
There's Perry, whose playing time has gone up as the season has gone along. Rimdahl defended by Benton, very good defender. Good find to Kyle, who's short, and there's Walker with the rebound.
I feel like Florida's had some good looks, not able to convert on all of them, but definitely some good ones.
Asia Penny on the floor for Kentucky, turns it over. And here's Correa. And Maddie Shear is down. 3-pointer is short. Green with the rebound. He's back on her feet. Seems to be okay, but as we mentioned, she's missed time here late in the season. Benton. Got it. Robyn Benton averaging almost 17 points a game. She's got an early 4.
I think you're going to see a big performance for Robyn Benton today, knowing what's at stake and what's on the line. You got your seniors out here, and we already know seniors come out, they're ready to play.
Green traveled. Kentucky turns you over. They also turned it over 17 times a game. Got to keep an eye on Maddie Shear here. She's just been battling the headaches, and it looked like she took contact, and she has really fought hard to try to get on the court, and hopefully she can come back.
I tell you what, when you look at what she has been able to do, like I said in the open, the Kentucky-Tennessee game, and there was a point in time, and I asked Kyra yesterday, what did you say to her? Because she stepped up and had some big plays.
Well, one thing that Kyra told Maddie Shear was don't worry about scoring, and that seemed to take some of the load off her shoulders. She went for 27 against Tennessee, averaging better than 11 points a game. And this has just been something they tried to manage. Maddie's been trying to manage, and she'll head back to the locker room. Rimdahl at the free throw line. Foul on Jenkins. Jenkins, a freshman for Kentucky.
Well, I like how Rimdahl stepped up. She went through a little bit of a scoring slump early on in the season. And remember when we talked to Coach Finley about it, she said, I asked Zippy to look at her numbers from last year to this year and tell us if she's going through a slump. And Zippy was like, I would have loved to have those numbers and shooting percentage. So
not to
definitely
confuse
confidence.
We don't want people to confuse the Zippy with the birdie, but Zippy is Zippy Broughton, one of the best players for Florida, who is out this year with an injury, but she's very much a presence for this team, supporting the team. Now back to working with them at practice as she works back to returning. Here's Green looking good, but it's off the mark for the rebound for Jordan Merritt. Merritt, another player trying to play her way back into her game shape and where she was a year ago.
Well, I feel like that's something that we'll continue to say when you look at a lot of these teams having that opportunity. I mean, injuries are part of the game, unfortunately, but players kind of get back and a hard foul.
Kentucky turning defense into offense. Chance for a three-point play for Walker.
Jada Walker just so quick in that open lane. Great heads-up play right there, and the Cards will get called for that foul.
Nina Ricard's coming off the bench now. This is third straight game that she's come off the bench. 99 starts in her Florida career. She gets called for the foul, and Walker a chance to finish off a three-point play. 5 minutes into game number 2. Here in Greenville, Faith Duke from Maryland.
And that's a good look. Jordan Merritt realizes she's getting double teamed. Faith Duke just slides around into that middle of the paint, right in her lane. Yeah, great little dish off.
Walker is fouled by Rimdahl. That will get us to our first media timeout. It comes with 4:39 to go in the first quarter. The defending champs made a deafening roar in college basketball last year with their upset of South Carolina. Look back at Kentucky's run next.
Chills watching that and listening to Robyn Benton. And Coach Kelsey talked about it yesterday. Just the simple fact of they don't win that championship without Robyn Benton and what she brings to the team. And of course, Jada Walker was there as a freshman, but they have 10 new players this year. So we asked her yesterday, do you talk about that? Do you guys think about that? She said, no, not with this team. With this team, we focus on what are we going to do and how are we going to build. But you can have that Cinderella season, it just takes a moment.
I'll tell you what, one of the great motivating things of all time is if a hotel disables your room key saying, we don't expect you to come back. That's a good motivating piece right there.
A little bit of a jab right there.
Of course, that Kentucky team was led by the great Ryan Howard. I know you've been in contact with Ryan. In case she's watching here today, hello, Ryan.
Well, she's always telling me, just make sure you let everybody know I beat your WNBA record.
Go ahead, let everybody know.
You just heard it. You just heard it. I'm only gonna say it once, Ryan. So I know you are watching, and there you go. KK Deans went down.
KK Deans, got to keep an eye on her. that right shoulder. Number 3. This is what you're going to do, right, Tamika? You're going to battle for every 50-50 ball because your tournament spot's on the line. Now, Florida's a team over 500. They certainly will be eligible to play postseason were they not to make a Kentucky-like run here in this tournament and win it all to get to the NCAA tournament. Chance for a three-point play here. Good job by Mia Jenkins, the freshman.
Well, Mia Jenkins came in at this past Sunday game, too, and was a big spark off the bench, but I like her being aggressive to the basket, attacking. Last game, you look at points in the paint. Points in the paint are so important, but I think even more so when you talk to Kyra Elsie about her team is, hey, we got to get the ball inside, but we also have to be smart. So not turning the ball over and definitely the live ball turnovers.
So Dean staying in the game, as you can see, she brings it across half court. Kentucky up by 2 in the early going. Durant off to Ricards. Ricards defended well by Walker, and then a foul on Ricards will be her second personal.
Jada Walker. Defensively, when she is around, you have to be concerned because she gets her hand on the ball right there. You see a very clean block.
But I thought Kyra Elsie told us earlier this season about Jada Walker and her defense. She's passionate about it. Now I'm sitting next to one of the greatest defenders of all time. That has to be a passion. Like, I don't want you to beat me. I don't want you to do anything. If you're my person, like, that's got to be the mindset. You have to be passionate on that, don't you?
It is. Defense and rebounds are about heart. That was something that Pat Summitt always said. If you want to be a great team, we have to focus on defensive rebound. I will be honest, and I've said this before, defense was not my forte when I came into college.
Well, you did all right by the end of it.
But she came in with that mentality. Jada Walker came in last year. When we watched her, she played fearless. She goes in, she'll put her head in there, she'll get knocked down, and she'll get right back up. But that's what you need from your point guard.
Correa lost the handle.
Maya Jenkins
drops it down to Adeyeye for 2. Timeout called by Florida. Kentucky has stretched it out to a 6-point lead here in the first quarter.
Pushing the pace, playing defense, doing the little thing, taking care of the ball. That's what Kentucky had been doing. But you look right here, Maya Jenkins.
Trying to get around Walker. Good job inside by Kentucky. Jenkins stepped down the baseline. You talked about Adeyeye. Kentucky is short-handed in the post because Nia Leveretter suffered a season-ending ACL injury on February 19th. 21 starts in the season, including the last 16 before her injury. So there is a post presence that's not there here in the postseason as Florida turns it over, putting more pressure on what Kentucky wants to do on the inside.
And I think Leveretter was really starting to come into her own role and being what this team needed. And she had to step up and play, fill some big shoes, didn't really get a lot of time after like the last couple of years. But this was her year. And so it is unfortunate with the ACL, but I think she's going to end up being over here one of these days, taking my spot. So I think she's okay with that.
Kyra Elsie told us that when the team got the news that it was a season-ending injury, that her teammates were in tears, but Nia was the one who was stoic, trying to cheer up her teammates, saying, I got this, we'll be good, I'll come back and be better than ever. There's Walker dropping it down to Asia inside. Petty gets it to drop.
Asia Petty with almost a 360 right there.
6 different scores now for Kentucky. Walker tries the long pass to Robyn Benton. Benton on the pull-up is well off the mark. Trying to save it, but unable to. Well, you got a sense when you heard Robyn Benton when we came out that last time out about Kentucky's run, the confidence she plays in, and this is Ryan Howard's team. We know it. She was an elite player, and Robyn Benton this year has tried to step into that role, but you can tell she's been in this position before, played in this game before, and has that confidence to Trying to lead Kentucky to a win here today?
Well, it was a different role. For her,
Yes.
it was a different role. For Jada Walker, it was a different role. You could be on the floor, but you were on the floor. And White comes in, Tatiana White, able to get the two. But this year, it's her time to step up and have to do that. Jada Walker, Coach Chelsea said, I can't have you just facilitate the offense. I need you to score. And so you've seen her step up. Of course, Maddie Shear, when she was here, things that she's at. So I feel like every single player has been in a different role.
9 on the shot clock. So the depth for Kentucky will be put to the test here today. Shear went back to the locker room. She is not on the bench right now. Cassidy Rowe, the freshman, will come into the game. She played 1 minute against Tennessee in the last game. There is Cassidy into the game as Walker sits down. This is Tyrells is going to have to manage things around quarter breaks, media timeouts to try to give Walker a rest. There's a clean block by Merritt.
I like the activity around the basket. Kentucky being really aggressive, but Florida holding their own. You see this is a nice block.
That's the kind of commentary I like. You know, someone home like, uh-oh. that's exactly, that was an uh-oh moment right there. Kentucky still with the basketball. Jenkins. Finds Benton. Benton back to Rowe.
It's interesting, Cassidy Rowe being on the floor, and earlier when we did a game,
shot clock at 2.
Tyler Elder just talking about how much of a hard worker she was. So getting in the game and this opportunity is a big deal.
So a turnover for the Wildcats. Florida, final minute of the first quarter, will bring it up. Kentucky won the regular season meeting on January 15th. Florida had a 16-point lead in the first half. Robyn Benton went off 29 points, 17 in the fourth quarter for Kentucky's largest comeback to win in their SEC history. Now trying to play from ahead here with their season on the line.
That's interesting. KK Bean has not scored yet. 2 shot attempts in the first.
Benton will step back. Can't get it to go. The rebound for Florida now fought for down to 7 seconds. Plenty of time here. Benton takes a peek at the clock. Florida swarms her. Rowe's got to heave it up, and that will do it for the first quarter. But it's a lead for the defending tournament champions. Kentucky Wildcats on top by 6 after 1.
Well, it's been fun to watch Kentucky come out thus far, trying to figure out what it's going to take for them to come out with the victory. Robyn.
It's a 2-possession game. Everybody slow down, take a deep breath, and let's take our time. Kentucky's trying to speed us up. So be strong with the ball, get the catch, and not be in a rush. This is a team that she feels like can speed them up. But again, Florida, 5 turnovers, 5 field goals. That's a big key to their game.
Thank you, Brooke. He seems to be okay after fighting for that loose ball. The Cards back into the game. Playing with the 2 personals. And a rebound for Adeyeye.
Well, Florida getting some good looks, just not able to finish at that basket. We got to take care of those shots. Take your time. To what Coach Finley said, you got to take your time. When you get those open looks, don't rush your shot. Stay with it. Don't float. Up and down.
Jenkins picks up her second personal foul, so she'll go to the bench for Kentucky. Kentucky will bring the pressure defensively. 3rd in the SEC in steals, just under 10 a game. As we mentioned before, forcing on average 20 turnovers a game. Foul is going to be called on Blair Green. Story of the score so far, Kentucky and Florida, winner moving on here in the SEC tournament. And tournament comes to a close for the team that comes up short today. Winner of this game will take on Alabama in the late game tomorrow. Correa takes it out. Blair Green will drop out of Yeye with the rebound.
How many times have we seen that already in this first half? Florida taking a drive into the basket, not able to finish.
Walker's pass went off the leg of Faith Dute. It will stay with Kentucky. Rashad Kyle will come back into the game for Florida as Dute will check out.
Yeah, that's an interesting matchup too. You look at Kyle down low and Asia Petty's in the game, so I know one of those energy players for Kentucky, but with Kyle low, what will Florida look to do differently?
Benton has it defended by Kyle. Kentucky with a second chance. Yeye lost the handle. Benton is wide open for a three. She's struggling to find the mark. Thrown into the hands of Yeye, and another chance here for Kentucky. Florida, you can see protesting that the shot clock was reset to 30. Officials saying that Gators had full possession. And now a foul's going to be called on Dean.
Some interesting basketball being played. Even the save right there by Correa. She saved an air ball and passed the ball back to Yeye. You got to let those balls go so you get that possession.
And if you're just joining us, Kentucky playing without Maddie Shear at the moment, who started the game. She was playing in the opening minutes and has gone back to locker room area here at Bonsecourt Wellness Arena. She has been a steady player for Kentucky, third on the team in scoring, averaging better than 11 points a game, fourth in the SEC in assists. So Kentucky's been struggling to score. They were 0 for their last 7 until Asia Petty muscled one in. And the foul.
Well, from that energy, you can tell she's waiting for that. But look at this right here. You know you got Kyle on your hands straight up, but you got to go up strong when you're going up against players that are bigger than you. But I love the emotion by Asia Petty.
Petty with 2 double-doubles in her career, both coming this season. Can't finish a three-point play. Here come the Gators down by 8. Moving it quickly. Petty was there defensively on the drive by Jeriah Warren, who's into the game. Gators have it back. Cards trying to work with Tatiana Weish. Cards. That won't drop. Battle on the glass and a tie-up on Yeye, and Ricards don't want to give it up. Possession arrow will send it the other way.
So if you look at the defense and the way that Kentucky is guarding Florida, KK Deans has one player that their only responsibility. So we watched Jada Walker, then we turned around and watched Robyn Benton. Now Jada Walker's back in.
Florida's getting ready to inbound it, but it should be Kentucky ball. KK Deans, if that was just a savvy veteran move, it's in my hat to you. I'm ready for it.
We've done that before. Just step out.
Walk around the floor without Yeye, Green, Petty, Emma King, senior, in for Kentucky.
Going back to Asia Petty.
Petty takes it inside of 2 players that are on a trip to the free throw line. Good hard work by the junior from Baltimore.
Well, you got to be aggressive when you get the ball down low. Asia Petty taking it at Weish. Kyle went out of the game, and your attack is still to the basket.
Both teams struggling to score right now. Combined 13 for 42 from the field. Kentucky led by 6 after 1. As Petty goes to the free throw line, trying to extend that lead. Men's basketball later tonight here on the SEC Network, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Vandy and Kentucky go head-to-head. Then at 9 o'clock Eastern, Mizzou and LSU. It's our men's SEC basketball doubleheader tonight, SEC Network and also ESPN. It's been a struggle from the free throw line for Petty tonight and during the season. 41% on the season, but Blair Green fighting for it. Florida's got it. Warren's down on the deck, bodies all over the place. And officials stopping play. It's going to be Florida ball on the side. I did not see what the stoppage was for.
I didn't either.
I was counting on you, so
sorry.
we're 0 for 2. Here's Deans. Tiana White. Cards. Pull up, yes. Nina Ricard's veteran, senior from Queens, averaging better than 11 points a game, tied for second on the team in scoring. As we mentioned before, she's been a fixture in the starting lineup, but trying to bring that spark off the bench now for Florida.
Well, that's the first time I've seen Florida use the screen. Ricard got wide open.
Ricard's very good defensive player, very good rebounder at the guard position, and Warren's going to get called for the carry. Turnover by the Gators from Warren, Florida. Here's Brooke.
Guys, I've been really enjoying watching Kelly Rae Finley coach over here, the emotions. Every time Florida's doing something well, there's pace there. She's going down the bench and saying, this is what we want, kind of giving that hand gestures. And then in this last turnover, she looked right at her players again and said, it's okay. So being the calming voice here with just 14 points in the first half.
On cue, they're encouraging on the sideline. Her team down by 6.
Well, when you have young players that are being put in situations maybe that they're not used to, you have to be encouraging. And we just got through watching two teams that had the same from their coach, and obviously Coach Shelby as well. But you know, when we talk to Kelly Rae, you watch her on the sideline. She's so dramatic for what she does, but it's because of how much she cares.
Jump ball, tie-up, possession arrow. We'll give it to Florida. Lobbying with Michael McConnell for something that she felt wasn't called the first time, and trying to lay the groundwork for it to be called next time. Now she'll move on down to Gina Cross. Angelica Suffer here next.
KD still has yet to score.
There's her cards. Tough take, yet she'll earn the trip to the free throw line.
Petty will be called for that foul. I like Ricard being aggressive, though. I think when you don't have your KK Deans and she's not scoring, other players have to step up. And for them to only be down 6 without her having really taken any shot attempt, but the next step of that, Eric, is you got to knock down your free throws.
Press off the miss. Jenkins quickly in the front court. Now Florida gets the turnover. Deans to Ricards. That won't drop. Petty rips down the rebound. Jenkins to Walker. Walker all the way.
Walker almost did the split on the end of that, didn't she?
Players are running. Weish went running off to Petty, and now players need to be separated.
Split on the end of that, didn't she?
Players are running. Weish went running off to Petty, and now players need to be separated.
We don't need that.
They're still trying to separate players. The Weish sisters, Leah and Tati. That's Tatiana Weish. She went running after Petty. Her sister was apparently coming to her defense. There's Petty there. Ball got up in the face. And now the hurl by Weish, technical there, and then Weish did not calm down and went running after Petty after that. Now the sisters together just...
Well, when you look at the bench for both of these teams, both of them have about the same amount of players.
So officially, Tamika, it was a 22-minute delay to sort through all of that. And I look towards the Kentucky bench right now. They have 2 players available. And I look to the Florida bench. They have, by the looks of it, 3 available. And we still have 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, one thing you know, if you're a player, you're going to play today. So get ready.
Rimdahl can't hit. Merritt back to Deans. Deans trying to find the range. She's off the mark. Battle for the loose ball and a tie-up between Benton and Ricards.
I almost feel like they needed to have another warm-up after 20 minutes of just sitting around. So a lot of the shots that you get, they're going to get into the flow. And by the time they get warmed up, with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go, we'll be looking at going into halftime.
22 minutes was much longer than a halftime break.
Yeah.
Benton trying to work on Ricards.
Both teams trying to find a flow. Shot clock winding down. You got to get a shot.
Shot clock down to 2, down to 1, and Kentucky's going to turn it over. That is the 11th turnover already for the Wildcats.
Gotta find the flow. When you get put in these difficult situations, both teams obviously struggling. A lot of time to be sitting around, standing around.
Here's Rimdahl, stripped away by Walker. Walker.
Got to take that shot of Maya Jenkins, trying to get closer to the basket. Not enough space. Too many people clogging up the middle of the floor.
Green open for 3. Kentucky cannot find the mark from the field. They've struggled with turnovers, yet they're only down. Well, by the way, they're up by 8. Florida's down by 8, and Kentucky is struggling right now. Here's Deans.
And Dean trying to find a way to get an open look. Passing the ball down low. Great drive, great
Beautiful
pass.
job by Ricards on the cut. The find by Merritt. Inside of 3 to play. 6-point game. First half.
Looks like you need to warm up too.
Oh, what a teammate you are.
Robyn Benton not able to get the finish. Ricards.
I got the play-by-play. I'm fine. Okay? For 3 on the outside. That's Correa knocking it down. And a timeout is called in what is now a 3-point game. So Kentucky is shorthanded. The question is, can Maddie Shear make a return? She is trying to get to the point where she can come back. Down, maybe just want to talk things over here. Okay. We have seen quite a bit here in this first half. Here's Benton. 3-point game. Kentucky in front. Jada Walker. Offensive foul. KK Deans took the contact.
Jada Walker trying to get to the basket, trying to take one more dribble to get Amaya Jenkins open, but she was open when she started driving. The defense collapsed in. One too many dribbles.
So it looks like Maddie talked it over with her family, and now she's come to the bench and she's given a thumbs up to Kyra Elzy. Kyra Elzy, surprised perhaps to see her assistant, puts her in, and Maddie Shear's going to come into the game. Yep. Merritt lost the handle out of Yeye, touched it last. 8 to shoot, and here comes Maddie Shear.
And Jada, that was right on time. Jada Walker needed a break.
saw they extended the sheer one. She was chopping in the back hallway, now thrown right back into the mix here. But Kentucky now with 3 reserve players, with Sheer making a return. Merritt against the double, tipped out of bounds, and it will stay with the Gators.
Yeah, both teams right now really struggling to try to find a good bucket. I like the one before Nina Ricard is able to dive down low, and you almost got to look for more of those. KK Dean for her first bucket.
Dean's with the take for 2, averaging 14 points a game to lead the team in scoring. Makes it a 1-point game.
Well, KK Dean right here comes around that screen, able to get all the way to the basket.
7-0 run for the Florida Gators to make it a 1-point game. Sheer back off to Benton. Benton defended by Rimdahl. Good defense by Birdie Rimdahl. And here come the Gators. Chance to go in front, and they get too aggressive and throw it away.
Got to calm down. Robyn Benton had a good look and a short mid-range jump shot. Tried to get too close to the basket. I feel like the struggle continued for both sides.
Shearer defended by Correa. Blair Green. That won't drop. Adeyeye got a hand in there. All right, so our crew has sorted everything out. I think we're on top of it. The Weish sisters ejected. Kyle ejected. Dude, that's a lot of size for Florida done today. And for Kentucky, Tyler and Russell and Rowe and Thomas. Those are all bench players who apparently left the bench area.
Good pass.
Feed inside. Green can't get it. And the rebound pulled down by Warren.
KK Dean is just so good in the open floor, seeing her players getting the ball where it needs to be delivered. Yeah.
Takes it away. Here's Maddie Shear. Shot clock is turned off. Final seconds of the first half. Adeyeye. Back outside. Shear open for 3. Can't get it. KK Deans with the rebound. Time if she pushes. There's Deans. Deans has it blocked by Amia Jenkins, and that will do it for what was, to say the least, an interesting first half. It featured a 22-minute delay and 8 ejections, and it's Kentucky by 1. Here's Kyra. Stoppage was at 5:26 to go in the second quarter. Kentucky was on top 22-14. And Florida has gone to work, and now their first possession here of the third quarter with a chance to go in front.
Eric, I think one of the things you'll look to do, Kentucky obviously having maybe a little bit more of the upper hand as far as post players in the game, but both teams similar as far as what they have available to play with, so in and out of the game, so the matchup might be a little bit different.
Each team with 3 reserves on the benches will start the third quarter. Walker wins it, much needed. Since the stoppage of play in the first half, Kentucky was 0 for 6 from the field with 4 turnovers. They ended up scoring just 4 points in that second quarter. So Walker gets the basket for the Wildcats.
And come back with the steal, but that's a great possession. The last one, Jada Walker not trying to barrel over anybody and stepping up, knocking down just a nice little jump shot.
Maddie Shear will earn a trip to the free throw line.
I know for Kentucky being able to have Maddie Shear back in the game, obviously out for a little bit in the first quarter, going into the second quarter, but got herself going, got hit in the head, fell down a little bit earlier. So I know having her available and what she brings, I think she's kind of like the steadying force. I mean, obviously Jada Walker, she does her thing defensively, and Robyn Benton leads the team in scoring, but Maddie is that player that connects everything.
Shear, elite from the free throw line, number 1 in the SEC at 92%. Her first points of the game puts Kentucky on top by 5. this game will take on Alabama tomorrow here in Greenville. Perry drops it down. Good feed, the finish, and the foul. Chance for a three-point play, Jordan Merritt.
And Blair Green trying to come over a little bit too late, just caught the foul. But look at this right here, Perry. Great pass, great finish. I think the pick and roll offense for Florida, especially when you have this guard lineup, I mean, you can roll to the basket, you can space out to the three-point line, you can spread the floor a little bit more.
First points of the game for Jordan Merritt. Florida brings pressure into the backcourt. Now down by 2. Benton to the basket.
That's a nice screen right there at the shield off the basket, doesn't allow Merritt to come over to give Benton that wide open lane.
Merritt wide open in the lane, can't hit. Out of Yeye with the rebound.
Bring it up.
Shear then goes behind the back, looks away, and is fouled on the drive. 2 free throws coming from Maddie Shear.
So I think I like the transition play by Adieye, but I like that one even better. Maddie Shear going behind her back, taking it in. Looking a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, Shear, the junior from Florence, Kentucky, coming back home to join the Kentucky program this season. After 25 against South Carolina, 27 last time out against Tennessee. So she can fill it up for the Wildcats. She has them on top by 6.
Robyn Benton's been a little quiet. Haven't really seen her.
Rimdahl. There's Shear on the perimeter with the deflection, and a foul is going to be called on Walker.
Jada Walker trying to figure out a way to get around Merritt post up.
And a 5-second violation, turnover for Florida, as Ricards didn't get it in time.
I kind of go back and forth with this sometimes, but when you have the ball out of bounds, if you don't have a clear pass on the out of bounds, I mean, obviously a turnover is a turnover, but there's a difference between a live ball turnover and a turnover you make. Just hold the ball 5 seconds because you don't have to pass.
Shear weaves through traffic, can't get it to go. Green fights on the glass, no. Shear still fighting. Adeyeye joins the fight and gets the putback.
You said it, Eric, when you have your post players go out, Florida is not able to have their post players in outside of Jordan Merritt, and I don't know if I would even consider her my post player.
Cards. 3-second violation called on Florida, another turnover.
Well, I like this right here. Kentucky staying after it on the boards, going for those offensive rebounds. You got 1 chance, you got 2 chances, 3rd chance. 4th chance, Adieye able to get it knocked down. She even gave us a little flex at the end.
Kentucky has outscored Florida 10-3 here to start the 3rd quarter. The Gators have turned it over 3 times in 6 possessions. Walker can't get it, and the rebound pulled down by Jeriah Warren. Knocked it away, but into the hands of Deans.
KK Deans, I know Florida looking to try to figure out a way to get her more involved, but look at the defense right here. Blair Green is not looking at anybody else but KK Deans.
Merritt inside for 2 more. 5 points for Jordan Merritt, all in the second half. To the basket. Shear back to Walker. Walker couldn't get it to go, and Merritt tips it over to Perry. Here comes the freshman for the Gators. Wide open open look. Merritt's three is off the mark, and Shear's got a rebound.
Kentucky, this is their game right here, the transition where you can get up and down, and that's a great block by Merritt coming over. Robyn Benton not able to finish.
Great recovery by Merritt to get there for the block. Deans spins, puts it up, count it, and the foul. Jada Walker is down. So they're going to take some time over there. And Kentucky will be further shorthanded here, holding on to a three-point lead.
We've looked around the league this season, and a lot of teams have suffered with injuries. A lot of teams have gone with players in and out of the lineup. And so it's not something, I mean, you heard Coach Elvey say, we're going to play with whoever we have. And I think that's the mindset you have to go into. If players come and players go, whatever five you can get on the floor, whatever five are in that game, you just got to monitor the minutes. You got to monitor your timeout.
Three-pointer won't drop for Jordan Merritt, and here comes Benton on the push. Benton attacking the basket, can't get it. There's Adeyeye with the putback and the foul.
Adeyeye going to work down low on the offensive rebound, trying to figure out whatever it takes. But you see right here, Robyn Benton going down, trying to get to the back here.
Game on that ankle. And I'll tell you what, as soon as she got it taped up, before she even put her shoe back on, she hopped off the bench and jogged over to the huddle. That's how you know she's ready to go.
All right, Brooke, thanks very much. Walker right now on the bench. We'll wait and see for her to come back into the game. Here's Deans. Ricard for three. Yes, Nina Ricard hits a three. Her first points in the second half. 7 for the game, and the Gators down 3.
Much needed 3 for the Gators, and definitely for Ricard being able to see the ball going through the basket. Florida trying to figure out ways to make it hard for Kentucky.
Pull up on the baseline off the mark by Emma King, and a foul's going to be called on Florida. This is what Brooke was just talking about. Quick tape job, get the sock back on, hop back into the huddle.
Well, Brooke said it was a jog. That didn't look like a jog. That looked like more of a hop, but we'll take it for now.
For some of us, that's a jog. Oh, here's Shear. Gets free on the baseline for 2. That's the first field goal for Maddie Shear. She was 0 for 5 from the field.
Dean's looking to try to get herself going.
Lauren fell down. Rimdahl takes advantage. Good three-point shooter. Knocks it down for the triple. 3 threes in the last game for Florida. That was the win over Mizzou to close out the regular season. Their second consecutive win. A 3rd straight win would send them on to the next round to take on Alabama tomorrow night.
Sometimes you wonder when you have less players, how does it make the rest of the team play? Adeyeye going to work down low, work center on the board. That was a good move.
That's 11 rebounds now for her. It's a new season high, and Deans gets called for the foul. And she knocked down Jenkins.
Florida trying to find ways. Look at this hustle play. Stepped out to Birdie Rimdahl, and she knocks it down. Coming off a hand, too.
Rimdahl, 39% shooter this year. That includes starting the season 0 for 6 on threes in the season opener. So she had a big hill to climb from the start, but sophomore from Denmark has been a solid performer in her 2 years for the Gators.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, too. I mean, you heard Brooke talk earlier just about how Kelly Rae Finley, how she speaks to her team, and very enthusiastic, very positive. Even when Rimdahl wasn't knocking down shots, she still was super positive, and I think that's how she got out of it.
Merritt on the drive, off the mark, knocked out of bounds. And it will be Kentucky basketball. Jada Walker into the game, so we'll keep an eye on her mobility. After leaving a very short time ago, not wasting any time putting a shot up. Here's Rimdahl. Rimdahl will go all the way to the basket and a chance for a conventional three-point play.
Be another foul on Jenkins. That's her third foul, but look at Rimdahl. Takes it coast to coast and just a little bit of a hesitation. Gets by Jenkins. Finish at the basket.
So as Tamika mentioned, that's 3 on Jenkins. She is the only player with more than 2 on either side, which is important to note because the benches are so thin right now. Jenkins lost the handle. Numbers the other way, 3 on 1. Benton, a good defender, is back, and Robyn Benton stood her ground, but Florida stuck with it. And another chance for another three-point play. Gators in front.
Nina Ricard stepped up big, but look at this right here. KK Deans with a nice little spin move. Engaging Robyn Benton. Harry not able to finish, but who is there? Ricard there. An opportunity for the and-one. So Jenkins will go to the bench. And Yeye comes back in the game.
Two-point lead for the Gators. Their first lead since they were on top 4-2 in the opening minutes of this game, which seems a few hours ago.
I think whichever team comes out on top in this game, you know what has gone into it, the fight, the heart. Got to survive and win, get to that next step.
Shot clock down to 5 to 4. Walker, no. Gators on a 6-0 run after those back-to-back three-point plays. Now Ricards. Perry will try the deep 3. Yeye adds to her rebound total. That's number 12. Her career high is 13. Playing with Buffalo.
Yeye ducks.
Sheer in the right place to pick it up. Green tries the 3, can't get it. And now Rimdahl running back the other way, taking it at Benton, then thinks better of it. Maddie Shear took the contact. Offensive foul called on Merritt, her third.
Well, how about Maddie Shear hustling, sees that Merritt is wide open, gets over there, gets to a spot. And once you get to the spot, if the defender charges into you, that is a charge.
So Merritt will go to the bench with her third. Elana Correa on the floor. And here come the Wildcats in the final minute. Benton on the turnaround, rattles it home.
It's been a while since we've seen Robyn Benton knock down a shot, but that looks so smooth and so good.
8 points for Benton, 4 in the quarter. Deans can't get it. Benton has the rebound. Up ahead to Shear. Shear on the pull-up, and the Wildcats are rolling. Back up by 2. Deans quickly back the other way. Shear there defensively.
Kentucky going to hold it for the last shot.
Florida trying to throw off Kentucky. The Florida band, I think, with the early count on the shot clock, the game clock. I don't know if Jada Walker was falling for it, but it is Kentucky ball with 4.5 to go. Jariah Warren will come into the game as Deans will sit down.
Trying to get KK Deans a little bit more rest. That's a good play, good thought-out mindset for Coach Finley.
Deja Penny into the game. Adeyeye heads to the bench. Benton to Shear, the three on the way. No. And that will do it. Florida came back to take the lead, but Kentucky will have the lead heading to the fourth.
Oh, yes, they will. And one of those players you got to look up for, Robyn Benton, up to Maddie Shear. Maddie Shear, great.
Bench area. So both teams shorthanded as we head to the final 10 minutes of regulation here in Greenville, game number 2. Ricards, and a foul is going to be called on Adeyeye for Kentucky on the cut by Nina Ricards.
Adeyeye tried to get there in the spot a little bit too slow. She sees the play happening, but not able to get there quick enough.
But the first won't be the last time. Dan Ferran corrected me. 8 points for Maddie Shear in the third quarter. I want to give credit where credit is due. And some blood, I do believe, perhaps here on the floor. Or is it just the sweat from where Adeyeye went down? I think it's just the sweat. I saw Merritt go over to the bench area, and for a moment I thought maybe she was going to get treated, but it was just to be coached up by Kelly Ray Finley. Florida ball on the baseline. Here's Rimdahl. And a traveling violation. Turnover number 15 for the Gators. Kentucky has 14 turnovers.
Well, Kentucky has done a good job this afternoon of early on, especially making Florida play a little bit faster than they want to play. You saw at one point Coach Finley saying, calm down. That is the game plan for Florida, and I feel like they've settled in.
Perea with the steal. Ricards and Rimdahl back the other way. Rimdahl gets fouled by Adeyeye, and another chance for a three-point play for Florida.
Well, that's a bad foul for Adeyeye. You look up there, Rimdahl does a great job of finishing the play. She gets to go in. But Adeyeye can't control her body.
So a mistake there by Adeyeye. That will be her third personal foul.
And you see the refs trying to control the game a little bit more, just trying to make sure that, you know, while the tensions are high and what happened in the first half doesn't happen, you don't have a repeat in the second half. You can tell that they're saying a little bit more.
Game also tells me that's the fourth conventional three-point play converted by Florida today. Here's Shear. Benton into traffic. She will earn a trip to the free throw line.
These will be the first 2 free throws that Robyn Benton has taken, and she's gotten to the basket a couple times and hasn't been able to convert. But I think this is the first time she's gone and she's actually shot without expecting a foul call.
Heading to the free throw line, as Tamika mentioned, her first free throw attempts today. Third in the SEC at 82% on the season, now with 9 points. A reminder, if you're coming to Greenville to join us for the SEC Women's Tournament this weekend, be sure to stop by the Sunkissed SEC Fanfare. Music and giveaways, interactive games, much more. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Plaza here at Bon Secours Wellness Arena. Of course, game day crew will be here on Sunday for Championship Sunday. Great several days here in Greenville. This is just day 1. Second chance here for the Gators. No contact with the rim, no reset. Shot clock now down to 8. Lauren, defended by Bennett, won't drop. Another chance here for the Gators. That won't go, and then it's kicked out of bounds by Kentucky. It'll be Florida ball.
Well, Florida getting on the offensive board, they are a little bit limited as far as height-wise, but when you look across, it looks like both teams actually have all of their guards in.
Really not much of a choice for the Gators, right? Ricards on the drive. Here comes Walker. Speedy guard for the Wildcats. Benton the trailer for 3.
Maddie Shear set that play up. You saw Robyn Benton streaking down right the middle of the floor.
Wildcats up by 4. Walker gambled. Perry with it. Perry all the way. No. Warren, second chance. Rimdahl, open three. Robyn Benton with her 5th rebound. Shear wants to push. 23 on the way. Jenkins won't drop.
They're looking like they might want to push the pace a little bit as well, but also looking at, hey, we need to slow it down a little bit, limited numbers.
Gators have had plenty of opportunities. Their last 2 trips down the floor, 0 for 5 from the field. Perry. Walker made it tough on her. Perry got off shot that almost dropped. Second chance here for Florida.
Well, I think that's what really Florida has been doing a good job of getting on the offensive board. Right now they have 16 offensive boards, have not been able to convert on all of them, but I think being down there and giving yourself other opportunities.
Knocked away by Shear. 3 on the shot clock here for Florida.
Well, how about we take another look at Kentucky, looking at pushing the pace. Jada Walker up the floor, turns around, sees Maddie Shear, and then Robyn Benton, last player down the floor, stepped right into a wide open 3-point shot.
Maddie Shear 4th in the SEC in assists per game. She has 3 here today, averaging a little bit better than 4 against the Cards with the shot clock winding down, gets it to drop.
Talk about shot clock awareness. The Cards very good in that last possession.
12 points for the Cards. 6.5 to go. Benton on the drive. We'll head back to the free throw line.
Benton's going to take a little bit of a rest on the floor.
This is a Kentucky team that would not mind getting into a free throw shooting contest because they have the top 3 free throw shooters in the SEC, Shear, Walker, and Benton. Rimdahl picks up her 3rd.
Well, I think it's important for both teams actually to attack the basket. Obviously, for Florida not really having the height down low and not really having post players, they're trying to figure out ways to move around, but getting on the offensive boards. Now you have guards that are having to go to the boards and having to get second chance opportunity.
Kentucky's on top 50-46. You can see the free throw shooting. Both teams perfect in the second half, but more opportunities for Kentucky. Correct. Cards accelerates and finishes. Team high 14 points for Nina Ricards off the bench.
Oh, Ricards goes in strong. She sees Daddy Yayo standing there, but she elevates up.
Shear with it. Back off to Jenkins. Jenkins, hot pass for Adeyeye, gets tied up by KK Deans. Possession arrow will keep it with Kentucky. 5 seconds to shoot. 4.7 to be exact.
Anytime you bring the ball down where you have all of your guards just snagging and reaching into the ball, that's going to be a jump ball call. Adeyeye, when you get the ball for the post players, if you get the ball down low, you chin it, you go straight up. Don't dribble the floor. Don't dribble the ball on the floor.
Adeyeye ducks under and finishes to beat the shot clock. 9 points for Adeyeye, and a foul called on the other end on Adeyeye.
What about this, though? A nice little move, a fake handoff, comes to the basket. That'll be 4 fouls on Adeyeye.
So she'll have to come out of the game, and Blair Green will come in with 5:33 to go. Adeyeye just shy of a double-double, 9 points, 12 rebounds. Warren got caught underneath, couldn't catch the pass, and here's Shear with the look away to Green, who finishes the break.
You said this, Eric, over and over. We both have talked about just how efficient Maddie Shear is. Her court vision, being able to see the floor, bring the ball up in transition, get shot for herself, set up shot for her teammates. Just so good at it.
Rimdahl throws it over to Perry. Perry will try. Rimdahl got in there, but it's knocked out of bounds by Florida. It'll be Kentucky basketball when we come back. Kentucky on top of the board.
Well, Maddie Shear on the break. You already know something good's going to happen when she sees it. The no-look pass. Gotta love it.
A very long game. There was a long delay, 22 minutes, for the officials to sort out an on-court altercation that spilled into the Kentucky bench area with players leaving the court. 8 total players ejected, 4 for each team. Out of the timeout, turnover by Kentucky. Here's KK Deans, knocked away by Benton.
Well, KK Deans, you get that close to the basket, I guarantee you Coach Finley wants you to shoot that shot. As the rest of the day continues for today and looking at the rest of the tournament, it's going to be interesting. We talked about earlier, Kentucky obviously won the SEC title championship, conference championship last year. Will there be another story this year?
The Cards will head to the free throw line. Shear gets called for her second personal. Now, Florida went on top here in the fourth, 44-43. But Kentucky has punched back with an 11-4 burst. To go back in front by 6, Ricards cuts into a deficit. Good game for Ricards. Scored just 4 against Mizzou in the regular season finale, but she's setting the tone here today with 16.
Well, they need her to step up today, and she has. The big reason, too, is just finding those gaps. Blair Green finds some open space. Nice little turnaround jump shot, but Ricards just finding those spots.
Walker found Green. Deans muscles her way to the basket for 2. Pressure now from Florida. Kentucky gets it to Shear. Entry past the Green, and Kentucky gets it back on the perimeter, and they need to reset. And I think Kyra Elsie understood that. It just wasn't unfolding the way she wanted to, and before it unraveled, she calls a timeout. We'll take it as well here in Greenville. The 2023 SEC Women's Basketball Team.
What's the message? What are you telling your team? Survive and advance. Survive and advance. That's what she kept saying. And the last week on Sunday, she talked about just the resiliency. Being able to have resiliency. A lot of struggles, a lot of ups and downs this season, but being able to be in a position, and Adeyeye does a great job coming around that screen, just a nice look at the basket.
Double-double for Adebola Adeyeye. 11 points to go along with 12 rebounds, and Kentucky back up by 6. Merritt's can't get the 3, and Walker's got the rebound. Up to Benton. Kentucky gets the push. Tucks it away and gets the finish.
Difference right now, Kentucky attacking the basket, getting those looks, finishing.
And a traveling violation as Deans goes down hard.
Benton coming around the screen right now. Great job getting around. I'm sorry, I got caught up. KK Deans was down on the floor in an awkward position.
Walking gingerly over to the Florida huddle. This matches Kentucky's largest lead of the game, on top by 8. Robyn Benton, Adebola Adeyeye leading the way. Adeyeye with the double-double. Benton with 17 points, 13 coming in the second half. To your point from earlier, you talked about it once or twice. It's just a major difference with Maddie Shear out there. How just looks like the right decisions are being made. People could be put into spots where they can thrive, like out of Yeye getting the offensive rebound, and now Walker with the handle. Walker, aggressive take, strong finish for Jada Walker.
Well, everything that Kentucky had done had been at the basket, although Robyn Benton missed that last shot. Yeye comes up with the offensive rebound. Jada Walker attacks the basket.
Double-digit lead for Kentucky and a chance to add to it. Walker, 2 more. Timeout, Florida. 8-0 run for Kentucky.
Well, it's been Kentucky basketball right now, and getting to the basket, it's all about Jada Walker finding those holes, zipping through.
Often this year, and in 5 of their SEC losses, they've had 10-point leads that they've lost. And they're up by 12 right now. But they've got the ball out of the timeout. Approaching 2 minutes to go.
I think this young lady right here, Maddie Shear, is a big key to helping them overcome those losses.
Perry can't finish the other side. Ricards, no. Another chance here for Florida.
Instead of early round, Florida is getting those looks, but just not able to finish around the basket.
Barrett can't finish, and Yeye comes away with it. Inside of 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Walker has it knocked out of her hand. Still fighting for it, and guess who comes away with it?
Maddie Shear.
Great plays at the right time, Maddie Shear.
You see Coach Elby on the sideline, calming everybody down, slowing the pace.
Shear with the kick. Green with the jumper. Nothing run ends with the Rimdahl 3. The officials are going to go to the monitor just to confirm that this is a 3. Assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and here she is trying to add to it.
Trying to get Shear into double digits now with 10 points.
12-2 run out of Yeye. Skies for the rebound. Final minute, and Kentucky closing in on a win here in Greenville. Shear tries to bat it towards Benton, and Deans is going to get called for the turnover.
Having a good defensive possession by Florida, just not able to convert on the offensive end.
It'll be Kentucky ball on the side, and Green will put it into play. We'll see how Florida plays it here. Down by 14 in the final minute. They go for the steal, and they get called for the foul. Now, Kentucky was trying to get a timeout, but I think a foul was called before the timeout was recognized.
Defensively, I feel like they picked up the intensity as well. The Kentucky defense has had stops in 16 of the last 21 possessions. Now, granted, even for Florida, they've gotten some looks at the basket that they haven't been able to convert. But when you look at Kentucky and just what they do well, transition game, they're very good in the transition game. Defensively, especially when you have Jada Walker in the front of anything, her hands and being able to get deflection, she just does a great job of setting the tone, and then it just funnels down to the rest of the team.
$13 points now for Walker. Deans covered by Walker tightly. Back to Ricards, who launches a 3, and that one drops down for the Gators. Tina Ricards with 19. Here's Benton. Shot clock and game clock just about synced up, and Florida will not foul.
Coach Shelby wants everybody to slow down. You got 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Benton just has to launch it. She'll drop the three. Well, she turns around and does the Florida chomp to end the game. That's not going to go over well for Florida fans, but the champs are still fighting here in Greensville as Kentucky and Florida go final finally, and Kentucky wins it by 15.